Welcome, Center County families. It's Todd Costello from Remax Center Realty. It is March of 2024, and it is time for the monthly value message. Welcome. We're going to jump right in. Just a brief overview of how the market's doing overall, and then I want to give a brief explanation to my clients, friends, and family who share my name and refer people to me, how I handle that, what happens when you share my name. So let's jump right in. Bottom line, this is a snapshot of the first 2 months of the year, the total number of closed residential transactions for the last 5 years, and that is in the 4 school districts that I track: Bellefonte, Penns Valley, Bald Eagle, and State College. So bottom line is, year to date, 2024, there are 121 closed residential transactions as recorded by the Center County Association of Realtors Multiple Listing Service in the first 2 months of the year. Last year was not a tough year, but just the market was much smaller. There were almost 20% fewer transactions, and that began in the beginning of the year. We saw that coming. And then prior to that, 137, 139, and if we go back, a full 5 years, we had 159 back in 2020, the year of COVID. So, look, this is not a surprise. Interest rates were low, interest rates went up. People are staying in their homes because they've got a low rate, and buyers don't qualify for as much mortgage because the rates are higher. So this is not a surprise, it's just a trend, and we're going to keep an eye on it. But I do like to see that we had a little bit of an uptick, and I think people are getting used to the rates, the new rate environment, and people are ready to take action. So keep that in the back of your mind. All right, what happens when you share Todd's name? 5 quick points on that. Number one, when you share my name and someone calls me, emails me, or reaches out to me, and they leave a message or they send an email, I respond almost immediately, always within 24 hours, often quicker. And the reason for that is, look, I don't know them yet. That could be a buyer that identified a property that they're really hot on, and they don't know the market conditions they're entering. They don't know and haven't been given an overview of what buyer agency is. They don't know that they need a local pre-approval letter, those types of things. So I have to respond to those folks quickly. It could be a seller who, we took a job transfer, Todd. We got your name from so-and-so, and I'm moving to Tucson tomorrow. We'd like to get our house on the market quickly. So I want to get them the initial information they need to put them in action mode as quickly as I can. That's important. Number 2, I acknowledge you with gratitude. Look, when you share my name, and that is the most important thing to my business, and I take it very seriously. So you will hear from me. As long as the person that you referred me to remembers that you did, and they let me know, I will reach out to you, I'll call, I'll email, I'll send you a note, and I will just say thank you. So that's very important, because you sharing my name is, you trust me, and I have to take that trust very seriously, and I have to continually earn it, and I understand that, and I do, okay? Number 3, I gather with impartiality. This is important in that the first thing I do is we have a phone conversation, and I'm going to ask a lot of questions. What is your current situation? What is your goal? What price point are you in? Are you a seller? Are you a buyer? Have you been looking long if you're a buyer? If you're a seller, why are you selling? Are you going to stay locally or are you going somewhere? So I need to gather information, kind of like a doctor. You don't go in for surgery. You walk in, my stomach hurts, doctor, let me lay on the table. You cut me open and fix it. No, the doctor needs to take your history. So I must take history, and I have to do it impartially. I'm not talking to them about popularity contest. I need the facts. And the facts will then allow me to make some recommendations and get them heading in the right direction for their family to win. Okay? So that's important. Determined with professionalism. After I gather the information, bottom line is, I can't say that I'm the appropriate service provider for everybody. I can't, you can't go into McDonald's and order filet mignon, steamed broccoli, and a twice-baked potato with a glass of Cabernet, because McDonald's doesn't serve that. So I can't answer everyone's needs. When I gather the information that they need, if I'm the appropriate service provider, the next step is we set a time to meet and we get together and we begin the process. If it's like, well, you know what, I don't think I'm the optimal service provider, then I'm going to put that person in contact with someone that I think will be the appropriate service provider and give them the service they need. So no matter who you refer to me, After that initial contact I have with them, they have the next action step. And that's, to me, what one of the most important parts of referral is. Allow the consumer, the client, the people that you've entrusted with my name to continue their process towards a successful sale or purchase. And then finally, act with integrity. I mean, this should go without saying, but I do want to mention it. Look, in deciding whether I can represent them or not, it's not a yes all the time. As I mentioned previously, I need to get a sense of what their goals are, what's most important to them, and give the recommendations that are not in my best interest, that are in their best interest. And for my longtime clients, nearly 30 years of doing this, you know where I'm coming from. It's not about me, it's about the family that I'm working for getting the results that are in their best interest. So that is always the bottom line when you share my name. So I just wanted to give a brief overview, and when we go through this process, at the end of that call, I will respect and direct them to the next logical step, which allows them to move forward, whether it's me as the service provider or someone else. So that's how I handle your referrals. I appreciate them greatly. They are the biggest source of my business. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you next month.